My brother Teach was good, my man. No,
Bun B.
it's crazy because I've talked about, how we transitioned our friendship, but also how it led to both of our transitions. I didn't talk to a bunch of people about it. You didn't talk to a bunch of people about it, but we never really talked to each other about it because we kind of lived it, you know what I'm saying? But, man, we out here at the gallery, man, and you were just talking about it earlier to Allison about, like, the depth of our relationship and friendship, you know what I'm saying?
Well, what I was trying to explain to her is that, like, you somebody that, like, I've always regarded at a very high level. So I was going through something in my life in terms of, trying to figure out what's next.
Right.
My father passed away in 2013, and I felt like at that point in my life, my legacy was building other people's legacy and building other people's wealth.
Right.
And my only other passion outside of that was culinary. So, like, you follow me on Instagram, you used to come to Miami, you'd be like, yo, I need that lobster mac, I need blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And that was just something I just did on love because, like, whatever.
Because you were doing, mostly at that time, you were catering, like, listening parties, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Rocky, Ferg, Jock, like, you know what I'm saying? But that was passion. That wasn't like, it wasn't even about no money, it wasn't even about no business or nothing like that. It was just like, I love cooking. So you were the one, and I always tell people, I can't even tell a story without telling them, Bun B, legendary UGK, is the one. If you love House and Mac, you need to thank Bun B.
Well, I, to be fair and transparent, I had my own, like, reasons for wanting it because I was seeing this shit on the social, everybody else eating it, and I wasn't doing a lot of music at the time, so I couldn't be like, hey, I want to do a listening party, you know what I'm saying? So I happened to be here because we were doing the start of Gumball 3000 that year in Miami, and I was like, man, look, I want to try some of that food, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else gets to try the food. So you came over to the W, you brought us some food, me, English Andy, a couple other people sat down and ate the food, and I wasn't, it's not like I thought you were a bad chef or anything, but I really had no idea how good of a chef you were.
Appreciate it.
I didn't understand exactly the passion that you really had for it. Yeah. But then once I ate it, I said, okay, now I see why everybody in Miami wants this shit at their listening party. And I was like, man, what are you going to do with this? And you was like, well, it's not really about that. I'm just kind of doing some different things. I was like, man, I really think you should share this with people. I really think you should pursue this as a business, as a profession.
So you showed me the importance that, because, in my circle, I'm the guy that everybody comes to looking for a solution.
Of course.
For whatever. And I ain't realized that I needed inspiration for somewhere else. But the only inspiration I'm going to respect is for somebody that I respect, right?
But from the music industry aspect, that's kind of what your position was, and that's why you did your job so well, because you would actually listen to your artists, hear them out, realize what their real dreams were and passions, and encourage them and push them in that direction.
But the thing is, like, our friendship that we built over the years, it's like one of them friendships that transcend beyond music, right? Like, you got, like, music colleagues, and you got people that you respect just because music business, but you just one of them dudes that, like, call me, be like, yo, you good? Like, how the family, you know what I'm saying? Like,
'cause I got people that did it, that for me, rest in peace, Clark Kent. I had people that looked out for me at different times and probably didn't even know what I was going through. But would just on GP would just check in, make sure I'm okay. And if I wasn't, be in a position to actually at least listen and maybe offer some advice or something like that. So when people like that start doing that to me, and he's not the only one, but he was the most consistent one. Him and my homie B.O. from Brooklyn. And I was like, you know what? I need to be.
And they rock.
Yep.
Yes,
I was like, I need to be that for people. You know what I'm saying? And because I knew you were doing something new, it was a transition, and it wasn't like starting from like a very clean, like, I'm not doing nothing, fuck it, why try it? There were things going on in your life, right, at the same time as this. So I just wanted to keep you encouraged. One, because I felt like this could have been something really good for you, but then two, like I said earlier, I just want to keep eating the food. So I gotta encourage the business so I can keep coming to Miami and eat the food.
But it's crazy, as minute as that might have been to you, that was life changing for me. You know what I'm saying? And then coming from you, the influence you had over me and your word meaning something to me, it changed my life, bro. Like, cause you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm October 5th make 10 years.
That's
working
crazy.
at this House of Mac. I never would have took a leap of faith. If we never had that conversation that night, homie, I never would have took that leap of faith. I swear.
That's great. 10 years, bro.
10
That's
years.
amazing.
And then so to see you come around and you doing Trail Burger.
Yeah, well, it was something I wanted to do, but I had other things going on. So it wasn't like I'm gonna drop everything I'm doing and do this. But when it was presented to me, I realized this company can grow, but there's got to be sacrifice on my side.
Absolutely.
So when we first started doing like pop-ups, like when we first came here,
Right.
you let us come to your spot and do a pop-up at House of Mac. I could have been doing shows that weekend.
Right.
I could have been, not just in Miami, I could have been anywhere in America on that weekend in December. I could have had a show, but it wasn't about today money. Like, building Trail Burgers for me was a concerted effort to create tomorrow money.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, very honest, for tomorrows that I may not even be here to see.
Right.
I could actually see this company growing that far and being that real. But we had to get started.
Right.
And as a new company, as the boss, because I'm not in the kitchen, so I'm not dealing with that. So my thing is to try to protect the integrity of the company.
Absolutely.
So I start calling you like, yo, this shit is different. We was like, well, let's start here. Do you got this? Have you had your employees sign that? Have you guys, structured this? I was like, nope. And I didn't even know I was supposed to do that.
Exactly.
And those were the type of things that really protected us.
Right.
And it protected our employees as well. You know what I'm saying? Bringing in things about sexual assault, having those conversations
Exactly.
about what kind of behavior will and will not be tolerated. Just that, it's not, you assume people know that or think that or understand that. But unless you explicitly tell people, yo, you can't be trying to fuck people at work.
Right.
They're gonna be trying to fuck people at work.
You got to protect the business, but the same way you assume that, it's like you assume, it's like like you ever see like it's like check on your strong friend, right?
Yes.
Because
yes.
you see people sometimes they on Front Street, and it's like, man, like yo, homie got to figure it out. He good, like but like you don't know. Like I went through depression. Like I went through like a lot of things, like between my transition between music and food.
Right.
And sometimes you need that word of encouragement, and sometimes you need that word from somebody that like you trust and you believe in, that like you going the right way.
I don't play when someone comes to me and we go from what's up my boy, what's up my guy, what's up my dude, to what's up my brother. To
Absolutely.
Introducing me as, yo, this my brother Bun. When people start looking at me like that, I don't take that shit for granted.
Absolutely.
Because they've decided, like, I got a lot of people around me, but this is a person I consider, you know what I'm saying, closer than everybody. This is not an acquaintance.
Right.
This is not a friend. This is not somebody I randomly see every now and then. This is somebody whose position in my life and input in my life I value.
Right.
So when people start calling me that, I'm like, I lock in. Right. I'm like, okay, he look at me like that, and I'm old. And for me, I'm typically older.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when I know how my older brothers like Face and particularly Clark and B.O. guys that are older than me, Hood, that always hit me and check in on me, Red Boy, you know what I'm saying? Rico, you know what I'm saying?
Uncle Luke, yeah.
Jay Prince, different people, man. So I'm blessed that I was in a position to be that person for somebody, particularly you, and by sowing into you, you were able to come back and sow into me. So
that's what it is.
I always tell people, man, just help everybody. Like, it doesn't hurt anything. Just help everybody. You never know who somebody's gonna be. Build a relationship with everybody and try not to burn those bridges, because you never know when you have to walk back down that road.
Well, I'm gonna say this on air. I know I mentioned this, man, but I love you.
And I love you too, my brother.
And I appreciate you, man. And listen, bro, like sometimes, check on the strong homies.
Check on the strong homies.
Sometimes they need a word. And I appreciate you giving me that word, because that inspired me and it changed my life, and I appreciate you.
No, man, I love you, my brother. I'm so happy and blessed to be your brother, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Let's go have some fun, my guy.
Absolutely.